You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. There are three key, I would say, companion plants that just love February. Really, they're the companion plants of February. There you go. They're all perennials. And you'll find them at garden centers in February. This is when they show up. They're the first crops to actually show up at a garden center, and they should be planted while it's still wintry, cold, early spring. By the time you get into May planting, they're all gone. It's done. I mean, they're done blooming even. So one is Lenten rose or hellebores. They go by two names. Hellebore is its botanical name. So if you're tuned into Fine Garden magazine, hellebores are all the rage right now because they're an evergreen perennial, about knee high, a little shorter than knee high, call it 18 inches, with these bright, kind of bigger than a golf ball, just smaller than a baseball. That's that size flower, covered. They're just covered in flowers. It's got a real thick, leathery foliage to it. These striking, big, leathery flowers to them that hold for weeks and weeks, if not months. They bloom a long time. So Lenten rose or hellebores. The common name, your grandparents probably called them Lenten rose. They have kind of a rose. They're definitely rose colored, but they can come in blacks, pinks, whites, reds, come in a lot of different colors. You can mix and match. They're companions with lily of the valley. So lily of the valley is a shrub that's kind of a taller thing. They're definitely knee high, if not a little bit above. And so it's an evergreen, again, perennial, shrubby kind of thing. So it's knee high, kind of ball shaped. It's held its foliage all winter. It's got a striking kind of red tinge to them. Most varieties do. It can be a little purpley tinge, but they've been loaded up with flowers since last fall. I mean, they've been teasing us all winter, kind of like a lilac. They bud up all winter long, and then finally, late winter, early spring, they go into bloom. And lily of the valley have the most fragrant. I mean, I think they might outdo lilacs and roses for their fragrance. They're just striking. And they're companions with the hellebores because they both prefer a more shaded area. And so they're perennials. They come back year after year, and you can count on them. They're going to bloom every single year, every spring, very early, or winter, very late. This is their season. This is when you find them at garden centers. Great in containers. If you're tired of those boring containers, they've been looking dead since the geraniums died, put some hellebores in with some lily of the valley, and you've got instantaneous beauty that will look great throughout 12 months out of the year because they have evergreen foliage. The other companion, there's three perennials kind of go together. So each month we try to put together a mix of plants that can be planted that month that look good and that go together. And so these are the three: hellebores, lily of the valley, and peonies. You see peonies show up at the garden center in February. They're always one of the first things. Now a good peony will have been rooted at least 2 years, if not 2 to 5 years is how long we've been growing these perennial varieties. English varieties are typically 2 to 3 years old before they come in. And then your Ito, the great big tree peonies, the bigger ones, they're typically about 5 to 6 years old. So they've been at the farm for a long time, fully rooted. They come into the garden center still dormant. We don't want to bring them. They damage so easily. So you want to ship those while they're still dormant. The eyes will start popping out. You start seeing new growth. It wants to go, but the root itself is much more established. These are old plants. And so they'll be a little bit more expensive because they've been at the farm so long. But if you do that, you're guaranteed to have spectacular blooms this spring. You can find some cheaper ones online or at a box store or something, but they're 1 year old. They were just potted basically. And so you'll plant those, and it'll be 2 years from now, 3 years, 4 years from now before they actually bloom. If you're going to do a peony, get the more mature one. They're just not worth the wait. So you just want just trust me. It's too frustrating to plant something and try to nurture it, try to keep it going. People come in and talk to me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. They just won't bloom. they just aren't old enough. Perennials typically need to be at least 2 years old before they'll bloom. It's a maturity thing. Whereas annual flowers, they bloom for a year and then they kind of don't come back. That's an annual, it just grows for the year. Those typically are just several weeks old in the bloom. That's pansies, some of your geraniums, petunias, most of your vegetables. These are all annual crops. They only need one year, and they're fabulous, and then they die. Perennials come back for years. Really, perennial, permanent. If you're going to plant flowers, go with perennials. Yeah, you'll pay a little bit more up front, but you've got years of enjoyment from now till whenever till finally you move away. It's pretty much till the kids throw you in the home. They're going to keep blooming. That's how good they are. That's a perennial for you. So, but you can get tricked sometimes. Fruit trees, same way. You'll find fruit trees showing up all over the place. But typically at the boxer, they're whips. They're just 1 or 2 years old. Well, a fruit tree has to be minimum 5 years old to 10 years old. So 5 to 7, they start to produce fruit. And so here at Waters, they'll be a little bit more expensive, but everything is of fruiting age or older. So they're guaranteed to produce fruit this year. People shop here because they want it now, not later. All right, we got a lot in store for you. Boy, I can go on that soapbox for a while.
Hi, Waters with the plants of the week and our double pink Linton Rose.
Stunning double pink flowers dangle from this amazing perennial.
And this flower stands apart from the rest for its tremendous color impact that starts in midwinter and then holds its blooms right through spring.
So tough it's rarely bothered by bugs and completely deer-proof.
Waters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott.
For a more fruitful garden, increase success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.